everyone, and welcome to our stream today. We are so excited to be talking to veterans from Maryland who are participating in the golf clinic in Iowa. Before we continue, I want to make sure that you all know that you can comment from wherever you're watching and we can see it. So if you have any questions to ask, please post them in the comments area. And please don't forget to like and follow wherever you're watching us from. So, hello, Lauren, and hello, Devora Exline. Thank you so much for joining
Hello.
us today, all the way from Iowa. So,
Thank
tell
you for
me,
having us.
what's it like being in Iowa at the golf clinic? What are you doing out there?
Trying to stay cool. Having a fantastic time. I came out to the adaptive golf clinic so that I can learn how to play my middle game, which is kind of like on the fairway after you tee off and before you putt. And oh my gosh, I was so wrong. I am learning so much more, and not only that, making some really good friends along the way, and getting an opportunity to try some different sports that are kind of adaptive for disabilities. So I've been having a really good time. I've been having a great time being out
So,
in Iowa.
what was it like when you first got on the golf? Did you know how to play golf when you got on the golf course? Did you know anything at all about golf?
I thought I knew how to play golf. Actually, I had learned basics through SMGA, which is Salute Military Golf Association, which is amazing, which is also in Maryland. And I just kind of went from there. But coming here, they had the very first morning that we were out, they had golf pros work with us. And and that wasn't the end of it. I mean, it's just continually people are working with us. They'll come out on the course, they'll meet us on the course. They're like, oh, let's change up this, let's change up that. So every day that I've been here, I have at least two things changed up on me, as well as reminders of the things that have already been changed up. And I feel like I've basically turned over like 180 from the kind of golfer I was when I got here. So it's
Wow. So, do you
whew.
see yourself competing in any golf tournaments coming in the future?
Um, as long as they're still beginner golf tournaments, sure. I'm coming away from here knowing the things that I can go back home and practice on to become a better golfer, which I think is immense. And I'm keeping a little notebook, so that helps. But yeah, everybody has been really on target with being helpful and stuff. And our great sponsors were actually out on the course with two sponsors from DAV that are extremely knowledgeable. Or is it three of them? Three sponsors from DAV.
I'm not sure. I know there's definitely two.
Yeah, and they've been amazing help as well. So,
So, Lauren, can you talk a little bit about the adaptive sports program and how what this does for veterans who are interested, or even maybe who don't know about it? So, how can this benefit veterans?
In so many different ways, not just physically on their golf swings or cycling. Thank you. Or sorry, not just their golf swings or physically fitness with whether it's cycling or all the different types of sports that they could get involved in, but also mentally. I mean, and then building those relationships within those different sports highlighted or adventures, as I like to call them, amongst all the other veterans. And then you also have that ticket to knowledge of the national events like the National Golden Age Games and the Iowa Golf Clinic, Winter Sports Clinic, and then the Summer Sports Clinic as well.
So, can you talk a little bit about what adaptive sports actually means? Because some people may not really understand what that term is.
So I always like to say it's sports, but we have the ability to adapt anything. So if you don't need adaptions, it doesn't mean that you can't participate. It just means that we have the ability to make the adaptions for whatever it is that we're doing to better suit your specific needs. All inclusion, movement is medicine. We want to get you moving in any way possible, so that way you're able, veterans are able to get moving and do things that they thought they never would be able to do again.
So Devora, I understand that you participated in the Golden Age Games too. So what was it like coming straight off the Golden Age Games into the golf clinic? Like, what was that transition like?
Well, I think both Lauren and I can attest to that. We were both pretty darn tired during the week in between. For her coaching and trying to keep everybody together and doing what they need to do at the Golden Age Games, as well as for myself. It was a really busy week at the Golden Age Games for me. It was the first year I participated. I was finally golden enough to do that. And I was able to place in every event. And again, met new friends and family, because the military is always family, right? And it was really a lot of energy that I put forth. So when I came home, I was tired. And of course, you have to deal with all your regular stuff that you have to deal with when you get home. And coming out here, though, it's it's like a family reunion. You're seeing people, you're meeting people. Even though we like to rib each other a lot because, you're a different branch of the military, it doesn't matter. We're all family, So it kind of, no matter how tired or exhausted or frustrated you are, they just kind of pick you up by your bootstraps and just go, come on, let's go. Let's go have some fun. So, although it was exhausting, I'd say that week in between, I didn't feel it once I got here.
Well, it seems like it's almost like being in the military again, where you have a whole bunch of people doing a whole bunch of similar things all at the same time. So is that camaraderie? It seems like that's an important part of the clinic.
I think so. From a veteran standpoint, I think that's huge. And being able to network, because like even at the Golden Age Games, I was able to connect with someone that I hadn't seen, that I'd served with since 1989. So that was amazing. And then here, there's a VI veteran that I was helping a little bit with, just that camaraderie. And he's like, nope, I'm staying with you. I got you hooked. That's it. So yeah, I see him pretty much every night after he comes back from his golfing, and, I help him connect to other things that are available here.
So while you spend all days on the golf course, what sports, if any, happen at night?
Oh gosh, there's a long list of options. So for myself, I did kayaking the first day, as well as the VI, visually impaired veteran. Cycling. I just went blank. Cycling, and then tonight I'm going to do disc golf. So it's like frisbee golf.
They have acupuncture, chiropractor, massages, just a little bit of everything.
Yep.
On the side of not just golfing, so that it really takes in that whole health approach.
Yeah, so they have like air pistol, air rifle, a lot of the same opportunities that we had at that we participated in and competed at the Golden Age Games, but an opportunity for veterans to experience those sports besides golf.
So it sounds like a full plate of activities while you're there. And, what do you do for fun? I mean, because this sounds like a whole lot of work.
What do you do for fun?
Well, it is. It's a packed day, but like they even have, I just lost my train of thought. They have educational periods also. So yesterday they talked about mindfulness and meditation. So you have the option of going to these things. And then, of course, what do you do for fun? Well, the hotel has a pool. They have cornhole outside. They have aquatic classes. They have yoga. They have a beautiful location to where if you don't want to really participate in the extras, you can enjoy your networking and your camaraderie and hang out with your other fellow veterans.
So where actually is this place? I know it's Iowa. Iowa is a pretty big state. I think it might even be bigger than Maryland. So where exactly? So where exactly in Iowa are you at a college or a stadium? Like, where are you? Where does this happen?
So we're right on the outskirts of Iowa City. it's two locations. The buddies and the staff and everything are in one location. It's just a hotel right there, right in the heart of Iowa City near the college. But then about 20-25 minutes away from that is a central location. It's Riverside, Iowa Casino and Golf Course. So this is just one of, I believe, 4 golf courses, and they divide the veterans up into different golf courses, depending on, all kinds of different variations. And we happened to be, we lucked out and got to go to the Riverside golf course. So yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. And the food's really good too. I'll just put that plug in there too.
And how many people are on Team Maryland?
So this year we had 2 veterans that were accepted in, and it's a nice number, but I would love to see more veterans learn about this opportunity and increase those numbers, because it really truly is it sounds really busy, but it's also really laid back just because of, the people that participate, the DAV that sponsors it, Nick, who is the national head of the Golden Age, or the golf clinic. Sorry, I got to switch places here. We're in Iowa right now.
Nick's amazing.
Nick's, absolutely amazing. They really have a great team. So it's busy, but it's also really laid back, and it's a great opportunity. So I would love to see more veterans attend this one and other of these national events in Maryland.
So how can Maryland veterans get involved? Like, how often does the clinic happen? When is there a registration period? So can talk a little bit about how veterans can actually get involved and sign up or register. What is that like? Is there a criteria that they have to follow? Do they get to train here? So talk a little bit about the process for those veterans who are watching and who might want to participate.
Absolutely. So I wouldn't say necessarily you need to train, because that's part of this clinic. You don't have to have any experience with, you can't use that one. They don't have to have any experience for, with golf. If you have experience, we are working on expanding our VA golf adaptive sports program. So there is that option. I would say the first step would to make sure that you're a VA, you're a Maryland VA registered. And then you can either get an adaptive sports consult, which I recommend, just to kind of get that ahead of time, but you're also welcome to reach out to me and I can help walk through that process. My role on that national level is to help veterans through that application process, to make sure the deadlines are met, that all the criteria is in there so that we can get you approved to go. And the nice thing is thanks to all of our donors, that help donate towards the adaptive sports and our veterans being able to go to these clinics, as long as, those donations, we have those funding available, veterans are able to go for the first time to these clinics, whether it's hotel lodging and or airfares, that, to cover those costs, because it can be costly at first.
So the VA covers those costs through donations. So for veterans
Correct.
to go for the first time.
Yep.
I think, so in order for veterans to get involved, they need to email you. And I think I already put your email in the comment section. It appears on all, on YouTube and also Facebook. I'm not sure about Instagram yet, but is there anything that either of you want to tell veterans out there who are watching, or who see this? Maybe they may come back later and see this. Is there anything that you want them to know, like Devora as a veteran, is there anything you want them to know about participating in adaptive sports and also getting involved with this whole thing?
Actually, yeah, like movement is magic. It doesn't matter what your age is or how you feel like, oh, I can't do this, I can do this. It doesn't matter what level you're at. Movement is magic. So if you can just get out and walk, I mean, that's great. That's a great start, right? So I would say get out there and try it. You never know if you're going to like it unless you try it, right? The other thing that I would want to say is that if you also go to va.gov and you scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, there's like an adaptive sports link that you can go into and get familiar with just the different programs that are available, the nationwide programs, and then you can reach out to Lauren. So Mike, who is our other team member from Maryland.
Oh boy, I'm so glad we have Mike joining us.
Yeah. So Mike was
Oh,
out
Mike.
at a different golf course.
How you doing?
Hello. So is this your first time going to the golf clinic?
Yes, this is my first time. It's been fantastic.
So did it meet your expectations? Like tell me a little bit about how you got involved and what inspired you to sign up to do this.
I've actually seen this in a DAV magazine maybe a couple years ago. So I signed up last year, got accepted, and then I tore a rotator cuff and ended up having surgery instead of coming here.
Oh
So,
my.
but yeah, but as far as my expectations, it's just blown me away. I can't believe everything they're doing for all the veterans here. It's unbelievable.
So talk a little bit about your experience. What are some of the things that you can't believe happened with you since you got there?
It's just, I mean, there must be 800 people here. You think it's just the way it's how well it's organized and run, and the golf instruction. I mean, if I had to pay for that, we probably got $1,000 worth of instruction for free. I mean, these are PGA caliber instructors. Have been on the course with us every day. What is day 3 that we've
Yeah.
been golfing? So, and we got a competition tomorrow that I'm looking forward to. So,
So do you
Yeah.
think your
Our
golf
team's
game is
getting involved.
improved? Had you played golf before this, or were you like what was your golf experience before this?
I golf regularly. I'm visually impaired, so I golf with my wife. She's my eyes. Um, we golf probably once a week, maybe. So at least during the summer and more in the spring and fall, not so much in the summer.
So, as a visually impaired veteran, when you were training or getting coached by these PGA level coaches, how did they like? What were the tips and tricks they taught you in order to improve your game, despite or you know, in working with or adapted to your low vision?
One thing that comes to mind right away is when I was in a putting class and I was explaining to the instructor, especially on the longer putts, I can't see all the bends, curves, and all of that on the green, which you really need to be looking at. So, but he showed me a trick where he took a tee and he put it like 5 feet in front of me. And he showed me how to line my shot up using the tee instead of trying to look 30 feet away and line up on the flag. And that was probably the best trick somebody could have showed me.
Wow, that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. What
So
are some of the
obviously they've worked with adaptive type equipment and worked with people with disabilities before. It's very obvious that they did.
So you feel like you're definitely getting a lot out of it, and your vision is not an issue. You can just do whatever you want to do. Just learn how to adapt to whatever the situation is.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you give another example of how this is improving your golf game, where your vision is being adapted? Where is it a stance? How you hold your club? Are there any other things that you're learning?
I mean, they've been through the whole gamut. They started out on day 1, it was like group lessons. And that's where they went over on how to refresh you on how to hold the club and all of that. Day 2, like when I had trouble chipping, and I worked with another instructor in how the way he simplified it. I guess it clicked because from that point on, or at least the rest of the day, I was really chipping good. Not so much today. So maybe I forgot from one day to the next, but that's kind of how golf works, I think.
Well, it seems like it's a game that requires patience and a lot of skill. So what do you want to tell other veterans who might be watching, especially veterans who do have disabilities that need to be adapted to in order to continue to live independently? What do you want them to know about your experiences and like how they can step up their experience or step up their activities?
Well, I think the one thing that, or a point I'd like to get across, this might be a golf clinic, but it's really open to all veterans. I mean, there's people that's never golfed. There's people that's been golfing for 20 years, and there's I think some of the camaraderie that you have with other vets and stuff that I don't get a lot. So for me, it's not just the golf, which I love, but I'm working with other veterans. I'm eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner with, veterans that I've never met from all over the United States. And it's a really rewarding experience, I think, to hear other people's story and what they went through, and you can compare it to what you went through. And so it's been great.
Well, that sounds like a wonderful, wonderful experience. How many more days is the clinic now?
We
Just
leave on
tomorrow.
Friday. We have
it's
an
actually
actual
almost a week
competition
long.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's a week long.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to add that I didn't ask you that you think would benefit other veterans hearing?
I can't thank the people enough that put this on. It's really unbelievable.
And this is your first time.
Yes.
Will you be coming back again?
If they'll take me.
Well, I don't know if Lauren wants to get into the picture so we could say goodbye to everyone. Thank you all for joining us from the golf clinic in Iowa. And we hope everyone out there enjoyed hearing about this magnificent golf clinic that goes on. If you want to get involved and you're enrolled in VA Maryland Healthcare and you're a veteran, you could contact Lauren and she will help you work through the process. If you're not enrolled, this is a good opportunity and a good reason to get enrolled because, as Devora said, movement is magic. So thank you, everyone. Thank you to the Maryland team for joining us from Iowa, and we will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Maryland.